We're talking with Matt Goldberg, the CEO of Lonely Planet. As we get started, I want to remind folks at PressHereTV.com. You can chat live as you're watching this on television anyway, and join along with some of the staff from here on the show. We were talking earlier about, John was talking earlier about how do publishing companies, whether it's newspapers, books, get behind paywalls, because somebody's got to get paid, ultimately. You have some great experience with other publishers. You were formerly with Dow Jones and the Wall Street Journal. How are newspapers and other magazines, and as they move to iPad, and I pay a Wall Street Journal fee because it's worth reading. What do you see in the future of all that?
Look, I think as content producers, we need to understand what consumers are willing to pay for. And I've always said that if it is highly differentiated, and it's not available anywhere else, usually for free, you might be willing to be able to charge a fee. If it's useful and the utility is high, so it's information that helps you make a better decision and you save money, or helps take risk out of something like going to a destination you've never been, and there's information that helps me make the decision so I'll have a better experience, that you could probably charge for that. And Lonely Planet has been very successful over the years of being a paid content provider. And it's because when you're spending thousands of dollars to go somewhere and you have limited amounts of time, if information can help give you a better experience, you're willing to pay,
So are people willing to pay for extremely specialized material or even maybe mainstream? So what I think about when I think of mainstream, that puts a paper like USA Today or maybe even the New York Times, maybe at a disadvantage. I mean, the New York Times tried that before with some of its columnists. It didn't work out that well. The Journal can do that, I think. ESPN probably can do that. Does it have to be especially specialized?
I think specialist content producers do have an advantage, but usually they're playing in niches that are smaller than mainstream players. In the mainstream, I think you can charge when you have a fan base. So sports is a good place, and we've seen some really good things from ESPN and others on the paid content side. Entertainment, something that's going to help me spend a couple of hours and come out laughing or talking about it with my friends, is also a place. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of content that has effectively become commoditized because it's available just a click away for free.
Could you see people building like these huge followings on Twitter or maybe even through Facebook and then charging a premium for some of the content they would post through video? I know that sounds a little strange, but now that Twitter's redesigned and you can watch the video straight through Twitter.com, could you see maybe even bloggers who are especially successful with huge followings able to charge even a premium for some of the video they produce?
It's challenging, and I think I would go back to you have to understand the characteristics of content that people are willing to pay for. So if you can fit those characteristics,
well, the one example I was thinking of is somebody like Robert Scoble who has a huge following.
Well, let me rephrase what I think, because you had a very similar question. Let me rephrase yours maybe, and that is, if I am watching you, oh great digital guru, and I am trying to start up a website, my advantage is people will link in. Hey, this Scott and John have created this thing. It's great. Everybody will link in. We'll get an audience. We're not making any money. But if we charge for it, nobody will come because we're not Lonely Planet. Nobody's ever heard of us. Is there any thoughts about how do you
My response to that is we need to be eclectic in our business models and flexible in our approach, and probably having multiple revenue streams is an advantage. One of the things I really liked about Lonely Planet, which was also true at the Wall Street Journal, is that there are multiple revenue streams. We sell premium content. We also sell advertising. We also do transactions on our website and are certainly spending a lot of time thinking about the mobile world on that front. And, of course, we can also license content because we have a brand that people trust. So having multiple revenue streams, I think, is critical.
And premium content is critical, and price is critical.
Yeah, price is something we're learning about right now. And I think what you've seen from Lonely Planet is we've tried to be innovative in the way that we've priced. We've tried high price points. We've tried low price points like free. And we'll try things in the middle. And I think the key is to have products that consumers really value.
Okay, freemium, there is a bit of a trend towards that. But with Lonely Planet, is one of the things that you do is offer chapters, or do you have to buy the whole book? Because I know when I buy, the physical book, I don't read it all. I just go to where I am and what I need there and then, and probably what, 2/3 of it gets ignored.
Absolutely. So we have broken down our package, which is called a book, into multiple discrete elements, which are typically called chapters. And you can buy them digitally on our website for a much lower price point. And we know that that's really useful to people as they carve their itinerary and think about what specific piece of information.
Last question for you, Megan.
And could that work with paywalls, with magazines, etc., etc.? Say you only want to read entertainment from USA Today or something.
Or a saucy chapter from a book, you know, that gets all the attention.
Yeah, I think micropayments is an area that'll get a lot of attention, and I think it's something that we all need to be thinking about. How do we let people snack on our content, as opposed to feeling like they have to pay for a product that's expensive or subscribe to something in an ongoing way.
And Matt Goldberg, we're going to pay for this television program by going to commercial. Matt Goldberg is the CEO of Lonely Planet. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
Up next on Press Here, Jerry Iwata has hundreds of millions of dollars and wants you to get yours. A look up at startup funding ahead on Press Here.